I imagine the New England Patriots, maybe historically, have been on the list just because the Ravens and Patriots used to bump into each other, and it was it was it was some respect, but there was some pettiness too over the years. 2014 was petty. You know, John Harbaugh says, hey, wait a minute, that's an illegal play. And Tom Brady comes out and says, hey, maybe you need to learn the rules a little bit better. All right. So it's just a little back and forth. And then I remember when the Ravens won a great run, one of the great runs, the last Super Bowl run of the Ravens 2012. I remember when they won at Gillette Stadium. T-Sizzle, Terrell Suggs says, have fun at the Pro Bowl, arrogant assholes.
Like, don't forget why he said that, though. Don't forget why he said it, because y'all in New England had a nice little banner that said, this is Ray's retirement party. So he had to say that. We ain't forget. The North remembers, baby.
Have fun at the Pro Bowl. It was funny. He was loud. He called Belichick some not so nice things. So I'm sure you don't want to say anything nice about the New England Patriots and specifically Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, but you must agree Tom Brady was spitting facts the other day, and I couldn't disagree more with Mike Florio. I heard him this morning saying, what is Tom Brady getting at? He's not offering a solution. Hey, sometimes you got to speak truth. Even though a solution is not available to you or to me, you got to speak truth and then let the results, let the remnants lie where they may. Tom Brady talking about this Kazee suspension for the rest of the year. Tom Brady says, hey, quarterbacks, stop throwing these bad balls. Hey, receivers, hey, offense, why are we putting the onus on the defense when some of this is just bad football, and what are defenders supposed to do? Now, I ain't got a solution either, Mike Florio. I ain't got a solution. What I'm telling you is we have looked at ordinary football plays or even rough football plays and said, hey, the defender should have been able to do something. Yeah, he should have been able to do something. He got to change his target. He can't go that high. He can't go that low. He can't do that. He can't do that. And eventually, you're asking people not to play defense. This is not the good old days. I'm not pining for the good old days, Rita, because I was there and they weren't all that good. What I'm saying is, it's football. It's dangerous. It's fast. It's physical. And sometimes, even when people have the best intentions, players get hurt. What say you?
All right, I'm going to take my glasses off for a minute because I can't believe I'm about to do this. You know, I agree with Tom Brady. I can't believe we're here. This is the second time in recent weeks that I have agreed with something that Tom Brady has said. I think that he is spot on. Here's the problem, right? The problem is, number one, Kazee, that hit was, while I agree with him, it was still a bad hit. But also, he's had numerous issues this year. So he's a repeat offender, and he's done some things over the course of the year that it's kind of hard to make a case for in that regard. So that's one of the issues. The issue is, too, Holley, the messenger here. The name of football, the game of football has changed since 2008, when Tom Brady in week 1 of the NFL season got his knee blown out by Bernard Pollard. And from that point on, the league has decided that they are going to go at no lengths to protect the offensive players, particularly the quarterbacks, and then what they consider to be defenseless receivers. So the problem here is that if the league didn't change because of you, maybe people would receive this message more. The problem is that, Brady, you have benefited from a lot. What we can't deny, though, Holley, is that he has benefited from all of these things that happened from it.
A lot of quarterbacks. All the quarterbacks have benefited from it. But I'm going to say that timeline goes off, though. I'm going to say the timeline. I'm going to let you go. Let me just jump in here.
Well, you tell me. Inform me where it starts.
I'm going to tell you where it started. I'm going to jump in, and you tell me if I'm wrong. It started in the AFC North. Started in a playoff game between the Steelers and Bengals in Cincinnati. Carson Palmer.
I remember that.
Hit low. Okay, and so I think the Carson Palmer thing, what was that, 2005? 2005, 2006. So I think it was there. Then now, when the franchise, Tom Brady, goes down in 2008, that puts even more attention on it. I think they were constantly tweaking these rules, and they've tweaked it since that Tom Brady, Bernie Pollard thing in 2008. By the way, Pollard, I know he's a former Raven, things tend to happen. When he's around, they're like, stuff happened. That's a dirty player, man. That was a dirty player. Like, I know y'all probably loved him in Baltimore. I remember he humped on Gronk's leg. He humped on Gronk like he was like a French poodle on Gronk's leg in the AFC Championship game. Wouldn't let go. The Ravens lost that game, and the Patriots lost Gronk, and who was pretty much a decoy in the Super Bowl 46, I believe it was. But anyway, you're right. Brady has benefited from these rule changes, but I wouldn't say he's the author of them.
Okay, you can say that Carson Palmer was the author of them, but the actual catalyst of making sure that the changes were made, in my opinion, came from when Tom Brady's injury came. And from that point on, we've seen a whole bunch of offensive rules get moved to benefit them. And now we're still having conversations about the defense. And now, hip drop tackles have to no longer be a thing. We're literally putting defenders in positions where it is extremely hard to defend. They can't hit high, which I'm completely fine with, because I do think helmet to helmet is very dangerous. They can't hit low. Right. Okay, fine. And I think that in that regard too, although I do understand the human element behind it, if it's not that they're diving for their actual knees, I don't even think that that's an issue, but I also understand. So I'm not tripping off of that. But now you want to eliminate the middle with the hip drops. I don't know exactly what defenders are supposed to do in these situations. Exactly. So I do agree with Tom Brady in that regard. Exactly. Football is, you can do whatever you want. You can turn this into flag football, and players are still going to get hurt. That is just the nature of the game. I'm not really sure what you guys expect from any of these changes to happen, other than the fact that essentially there's going to be touch football. And even in those regards, there are going to be still a lot of injuries that's going to happen, because there's turf. Whether y'all want to believe it or not, it does a lot of things to people's knees. It does a lot of things to people's ankles. So I just don't understand what the league wants here. What do you want? Yeah. Do you not want defenders to do anything at all? You can't put weight on the quarterback, and that's a subjective. You can't do anything.
Oh, that's the worst. That's the worst. He landed on him wrong. What? He landed. You see, Tom Brady is a big dude, but playing weight, 6'4", 230, 235. Josh Allen, 6'5", 245, 250. Cam Newton, when he was playing, 6'6", looked like a linebacker, 6'6", 250. Dak Prescott's got some size on him. I mean, these are some Jalen Hurts and his weightlifting. I mean, these are some strong dudes. And so I can't land on them the right way. And so then when they get away, my defensive coordinator is going to come back to me and say, why don't you wrap them up? Well, if I wrap them up, maybe I get a penalty. I mean, it has gone too far. And maybe this is not a straight out solution, but this gets us closer to a solution. I can get us closer. You know what I can do? I can ask that more players, more former players come into the room, and then fewer lawyers in the room. So lawyers go out. We need more lawyers out. We need more players in. More lawyers out, more players in, because now we've got people who haven't played the game. Hello, you talking to me? We got people who haven't played the game talking about, oh, you know what? Yeah, he should be able to respond. He should be able to react that way. The defender has to make a decision. That's an unsafe move. This is a fast game. And there's some people who are in that room who did play, who have forgotten what they used to do. So you get away from it. Now you got a little suit. You got a little title. You got a mahogany desk. And all of a sudden, you're trying to tell players what they should and should not do, and you understand how fast this game is. So look, I'm not pining. I know we're not going back. I know we're not going back to 1985, 1995 or 2005. But I do want to stop this, Reeta. Like last night, and we'll get to that later. Last night, every incomplete pass, every incomplete pass, I was looking for a flag
Me too.
from the officials. Not because the defender deserved it, but you can just get a flag for anything. I was looking for a flag, and when the flag wasn't there, I got tired. I don't want to see this anymore. Receiver. Just run the route. Run the route. You know he ain't touch you. You know he ain't touch you.
It's gotten so bad too that it's gotten so bad too. It's on the college level. I see it on the college level now that where wide receivers are begging for flags. So I guess they starting early, and that's the part that really annoys me. We've allowed this game to be taken over by a bunch of referees as opposed to allowing the game to play itself out. And again, I'm with you. They're not going to go back, and nor should they. I'm not suggesting that they do go back. What I am suggesting, though, is that for them to understand that the nature of the game is always to be physical. It's never going to be a situation where it's not a physical game unless you completely take the physicality out of it. And so if that's what you're willing to do, then that's what you need to do. But there's never going to be a situation you can create every single rule that's going to be pro offense, and it's still not going to stop defenses from hitting a quarterback. It's still not going to stop defenses from, doing things in the secondary. It doesn't stop any of those things. So again, you got to be careful about what it is that you're trying to fix. I get it. We want player safety. I do understand that, but I find this hypocritical, Holley. You want player safety so bad, but again, you don't play on natural grass. You have Thursday night football. I don't believe
go
you.
ahead.
I don't believe that y'all really care about player safety. You care about what you want is a more high-powered scoring football game, but we literally just saw a football game that ended in 3-0. So again, you can't change the elements of football. You can change every rule in the book, and it's still going to essentially be the same. It might not be the same as 20 years ago where we had more 3-0 games, but it's still going to happen. Bad football is bad football. You can put all the rules in the book. They ain't going to change a thing. Same way with adding these new penalties for defenders. You can do all of these things. It's still not going to change the physicality unless you completely take physicality out of football.
Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.